Will Sarah Mitton become the first woman to throw 21 meters in over 10 years? Will Jordan Geist make his first World Indoor Championship team? And a high school athlete takes the first 70-foot throw of the 2026 season. All this and more on this week's Throw Show. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Throws Show. I am, of course, your host, Jason, joined, well, not as always, but instead with a new special guest. We have 7-time national champion, Olympian for the country of Ireland in the shot put, garage strength zone, Eric Avers.
Hello, hello, hello. Another bald thrower in the building.
See, I got the hat because I was too self-conscious. But yeah, no, another bald Throws University host of the Throw Show. I think this is number 4 when you count myself, Sam, and Dane.
Keep it going. Keep it going.
But of course, I'm happy to have Eric here. And for those of you that don't know Eric is a garage strength post-collegiate thrower. He's a professional thrower for the country of Ireland. As I said in his intro, he competed at the 2024 Paris Olympic Games, multi-time world championship competitor. Eric, you've thrown pretty far in the shot put, I would say. Almost 21 meters and a very, very consistent 20-meter thrower.
Absolutely, yeah. I've been in the game for a little while now, and my personal best is 2093, so I understand the shot put. But I think this is like my 15th year throwing, so I don't know. The years keep on piling and moving forward, so yeah, I'm looking forward to looking at some far throws, breaking it down, and giving my perspective. So thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you again, Eric, for doing this on such short notice. Unfortunately, our normal co-host, Coach Sam Weeks, was not able to be here today. If you've been watching the news, you know that the Northeast was hit by a massive blizzard. And currently, Sam is stuck so unfortunately in the island of the Dominican Republic, and he's riding ATVs and enjoying the nice sandy beaches. So I know, we're holding strong for Sam because I know he's going through a lot right now.
Very hard time. And probably 80 degrees weather.
But I'm so happy to have you here, Eric. You're an expert in the throw, clearly, and we're going to be breaking down some of the biggest shot put throws, some of the biggest weight throws in the indoor season in 2026. And if you stay till the end of the show, we're going to be breaking down Eric's opener from Spire. We discussed that a little bit on last time's throw show, but he's going to break down his technique, how he's feeling right now in training, and what you can expect from him later this season.
Stay tuned.
So, Eric, we are going to start off with our first thrower, a thrower you know quite well. You've trained with her over in Germany before. She just set the world lead in the women's shot put. And I'll tell you what, Sarah Mitton is one of my favorite throws to watch. I've said this on so many different throw shows. I love her technique. I love the way she approaches the throw. She gets so much out of her spin, out of her rotation. One of the fastest, most dynamic athletes in track and field. And watching this throw, anytime she throws over 20 meters, dude, I just love it. And I think this is a great angle of her throw. It's a great way to see how she's moving across a circle, how she's using her left arm, getting around, good middle, good finish, awesome opener, 2022. Eric, as a professional thrower, and you trained with Sarah in the past, what do you think of this throw?
Yeah, what I think of it is just, I think it's very simple. I mean, like Jason said, I practiced with her in Germany now over a year ago, probably today. And the way she drills, the way she throws, everything is aligning to what she does now. So her movement, she's very long out the back, and then she just tightens it up in the finish. So I remember watching her watching her practice, and I've just been yo, you remind me of a Beyblade. And I know Jason said this on the throw show before, but yeah, it just reminded me of at the end, it's just a whip. And I mean, the way that she's patient enough to hold tension, it is unbelievable. And it's one of the nicest throws. It's pleasant to see. So Sarah's an awesome person. She's from Canada, so she's very nice. And yeah, she knows how to throw that shot. So
One thing I'll say is when you said Beyblade like the first time to me, like I don't know, a year or so ago, and that stuck out to me so much, especially when I watch her left arm, because the way she like kind of re-wraps in the middle, it's like that little like
she's pulling it.
Yeah,
she's pulling
it's like
it.
the ripcord.
Exactly.
You know, I also like I've mentioned before on the show, like I'm a huge wrestling fan. She reminds me of a wrestler named Kazuchika Okada, and his whole thing is like a ripcord lariat thing, and it just always reminded me of like that idea of just tightening back up in the middle, re-wrap, really developing more of that potential energy, and then just absolutely cutting loose.
Yeah, exactly. So very powerful. And then especially like when she lands, she's landing down and back. A lot of like young throwers need to see this technique and attempt to do it. I mean, take portions of it. I know she's been doing it at a high level for a very long time, but take one thing and like try to do that. So yeah.
Yeah, and one thing one other thing I just want to add about Sarah is it's important to recognize like she's not the tallest thrower in the world. She's relatively short amongst elite women shot putters. And so this is where it's like, if you're kind of more average height, you know, for women shot putter, watch this throw, like, because she has such dialed in technique that this is a technical model you definitely want to follow if you're trying to improve your rotation. And next up, we have Aria Smith, competing post-collegiately at Illinois meet, University of Illinois. Of course, Coach J.C. Lambert, Deanna Price are there. 19-19 to open up her season. We talked about Aria last year. Incredible thrower. She's made incredible progress over the years as a junior and senior in college, and now she's starting up her post-collegiate season. And dude, she's dynamite, man. Like when I watch her, it's like, again, not the tallest thrower in the world, but she gets so much out of her legs, so much of her power. Eric, what do you think of her rotation here?
Yes, it's just very simple. Actually, I want to start it off by saying happy birthday, because I remember I read this post. I saw this pop up on my Instagram, and it said it was her birthday. So happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Awesome time to awesome birthday present to yourself to get a personal best. So her movement, I feel like it's just very simple, just working her legs. She stays down and back and just attacks the finish. I think it's very simple with these throwers nowadays. Like, we're simplifying things. We're getting out and around. We're being balanced. I think as young throwers, this is the golden age for throwers, because they've had like the information for so long. This is why the techniques have just gotten better and better. So yeah, she's an awesome thrower.
One thing that sticks out with me on this throw, how just snappy her left is out of the back and the finish.
So I'm a lefty thrower. So he said left. I have to convert it. It's like translating. It's like a different language. So her left leg, coming out the back, getting it down. It's down. Very fast. Because like if it's late, then obviously that throws off timing. But yeah, no, I think she over rotates a little bit. But like, I mean, I would assume that's her. Yeah, she opened up with this, and to get a PR, it's huge. So she has obviously some stuff to clean up. But, I mean, she'll be shooting for that U.S. team for the Indoor Worlds.
Yeah, and that's the thing that's worth noting is, so for the Indoor Worlds last year, you know, Maggie Ewan made that team, and she didn't throw 19 meters at the National. Yeah. So I think she threw like 1890 or something like that, somewhere around there. So it's like a mark like this very well could hold up at the National Championship to get her on that team.
Yeah, exactly. You just got to show up on the day.
Yeah.
So you never know.
And that's a career-making performance if that's the case.
Exactly. You stay around around your PR, you're in business.
And then we have another big indoor opener, Danniel Thomas-Dodd out of Jamaica. She's been Jamaica's dominant women's shot putter for at least 10 years at this point. You know, I've always watched Danniel, appreciate her movements, and she was a thrower at Kent State in Ohio. You know, seeing just a big throw out of her here on her on her opening mark. You know, Danniel's been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
But, dude, you know what I love about her? It's her finish.
Yeah.
Wide stance, power position, just smacks it.
Smacks the throw. Actually, now me and Danniel actually had the same agent. So hopefully we can get to some similar meets coming during the outdoor season. But, yeah, exactly. I really like how she is very wide with that leg. And then, the finish is is what makes her throw and just smacks it. She's not the tallest thrower, but she is powerful. She got some horsepower in them legs, holding it back. So it's always a awesome time to watch her throw and compete.
What do you think? What do you think someone could pull, like a high school kid could pull from watching a movement like this? Like even like boys, like not just women.
Yeah, I mean, the way that she lands in the power position, like if you land open, you lose so much power. So you see how like the elite throwers, when they land, well, first off, they get wide, their balance around the out the back of the circle, and then when they land down and back. So like as a young thrower, you know you can put some cones out. It's like these guys they're doing drills and they're simplifying their movement. They're doing it, day in and day out. But like, yeah, if that answers the question, just get wide, try to get as balanced as possible, and then try to land down and back. Simplify it. Sorry, young throwers, I just complicated that answer.
No, and I think it's also even worth notice like, some of the athletes you talk about today, their technique might still also be needing to clean up because it is basically that time of the year where everyone's doing their opener.
Yes.
So it's like, you're going to see the technique evolve over the course of the season.
Yeah.
But for Danniel, especially at this point in her career, doing this at a professional meet in Sweden, great opener, great throw. It's exciting to see what she'll do at the World Indoors this year.
Yeah. Be huge.
Then we have another giant opener, big PR from Rachel Richardson. We talked about her so much last season in the indoor weight throw, being a 25-meter thrower last year, throwing 25 meters again, 25-38. She then took those marks indoors to win the national championship and go on to be the fifth, at the time, fifth farthest hammer thrower of all time at 78.80 at Ramona. But starting off this season as well as you possibly can with a new personal best, a throw that could very well win the national championship this year in Staten Island. I've always kind of defaulted to Sam when it comes to the weight throw, but Eric, I think you've tossed the weight around a little bit, at least in college. Yeah. What do you think of Rachel's throw here?
I think it's unbelievable. For like the weight throw, once you do it right, it just seems like it's so effortless.
Yeah.
And I remember actually, like you said, I threw it, but I did throw it a little bit so I went to the University of South Carolina for a number of years. And I remember one SECs, I saw Daniel Hall throw 23 meters for the first time. And I was like, oh, I want to throw like that, until I realized what it takes. 35 pounds is no joke. It is, and you need to practice it in order to throw far. So I just went to the shot put and stick with that. But with Rachel's throw, when you do it right, it looks effortless. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I love her technique. You see her really working the ball, and it's not like she's trying to muscle it. She allows the ball to work with her, and that's why she throws the way she throws.
Yeah, I think what's worth even noticing is like Rachel's not that big. Like she's not that big of a person. She's tall, but she's got long arms. Yeah. But it's like what's important to know is like how far she gets the weight away from her body mid-rotation. It's like, the amount of centripetal force that she's generating. It's like some guys lean back. You just see her get it so far out away from her center of mass. That's what really gets these far weight throws to go. And we're going to stick with the weight throw a little bit. We're going to do a shout out to Coach Brandon Amo. He is really good friends with both Eric here and as well as our coach, Sam Weeks. Dude, he is probably going to be recognized as one of the top hammer coaches in the United States right now, coaching, multiple guys over 75 meters. Well, him coaching at Virginia, he had four of his athletes throw over 70 feet in the weight throw. With his best guy throwing Keandre Davis throwing 22.75. But of those, Jeremiah Nube throwing 23.24, and then Keandre Davis going 22.75. Nicholas going 22.14, and then of course Cale Ayers going 21.36. Four dudes over 70 feet in the weight throw.
Yeah. Mind blown. Brandon, what he did with the Harvard team back in the day, yep. And now what he's doing with the Virginia, I was going to say Tech for some reason, but with the Virginia team, it makes sense. He creates a culture, and that's why these guys just excel. So, he's been doing it for a very long time at a high level, and it's inevitable. Like, these guys are bought in. obviously the program, and that's why they keep on climbing and setting the tone.
Dude, I love it because it's like being a part of Garage Strength with such an elite team of throwers where it's like you're training with guys that throw over 20 meters on the regular. Like, what's it like being a part of a team, a group of guys where all at that like elite level, and you're just constantly like
raising the
bar, not only in training but in competition? What's that like? I think that's comparable to this.
Absolutely. I mean, when I was at the University of South Carolina, I had like another training partner, which he ended up becoming like a pretty good thrower, Joshua Watunde. He was the U.S. champion last year.
He's
all right. But I think when I went to the University of South Carolina, that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted a culture. I wanted people bought in, because like in high school, I did it with like one other person, but like as a group, it's inevitable. Like people just climb naturally. Like you see a buddy throwing far, like you want to be that. And especially with Garage Strength, it's the same exact idea. Like when Taman throws far, I'm like, I want to throw far. When Nick throws far, I want to throw far. And Jumbo, Luke, Jeff, everybody.
Yeah.
The level just rises naturally. So that's why you create the culture and keep on working.
Yeah, so if you're out there and your one teammate ain't doing what they need to do in the weight room or in the circle, and they're not getting their reps in, make sure you hold them accountable. Hold them accountable. Help a buddy out,
Yeah.
So we're going to stick with the weight throw a little bit. We talked about this thrower last year a few times, Gary Moore Jr. He went from Baylor to Kansas State and just broke Kansas State's weight throw record yet again. First throw over 23 meters, 23 meters 14 for Gary Moore. Sticking a little bit with the weight throw, it's really cool to see they posted this progression video. Like this was him 1 year later, in 1 year, 2087 at this meet in 2025, 2314 same meet in 2026. And one thing I'll also say is I went to Kansas State for a few years. I was an athlete there, and every time I see throws from their new facility, I just get super jealous because it looks so cool.
Yeah.
Well, no, it looks so cool, and I'm like, I wish I could throw there. Oh, dude, that
looks actually sick. I didn't know.
Like the old Ahern Fieldhouse we threw in was cool vibe. It used to be the basketball arena back in like the 60s and 70s.
Okay.
When K-State was like dominant.
Yeah, of course.
So it had a cool vibe historically, but they like gutted the indoor football arena and then turned into this, and it looks awesome.
Night and day, yeah.
Yeah. But what do you think of Gary's progression here?
Yeah, so I've been following Gary for a very long time. I mean, it just goes to show the progression, the day-to-day grind that you need in order to be a top thrower in the NCAA or just like in general. You need to keep your head down. You need to not take off summers. You need to, like he said, hold yourself accountable. If you have a buddy, hold yourself, like get with a group, get on the same page, and put your head down, because you never know how far you can go in a year. Your life can completely change, and just goes to show with Gary, and he's going to be climbing even further. He's going to throw further. This is just an opener. Who knows? You might win a national title come 2 months from now. So just goes to show how much work he's been putting in. So
yeah, even what I'm noticing here is just like, dude, the amount of 23 meter weight throws, like I think we've seen that across the NCAA and just throwing in general. It's like the baseline of elite marks is just getting bigger and bigger every year, Yeah. So another 23 meter thrower.
Yeah.
Well done, Gary. And then we're going to be talking about another school record in the weight throw. And these guys actually, I think, did a collab post on this, which was pretty cool, or at least they shouted each other out. Was Gary Moore Jr., and this is Michael Pikney out of UCLA. Shout out to Coach Sean Denard, the coach of UCLA, longtime friend and of Throws University and the Throw Show. But Michael Pikney, more known for a discus thrower, threw over 60 meters, competed at the Olympic trials, but now going 22 meters in the weight throw here in Nevada, or not Nevada, sorry, Albuquerque. But another big throw from him. I think one thing I noticed with discus throwers is discus throwers seem to make a really good weight throwers. And we saw that
strength training,
yeah,
strength tool.
Well, we saw that with old garage train, after they used to train with the throws group with David Lucas. He was primarily a discus thrower, but he was also an NCAA champion in the weight throw.
Yeah.
What do you think of this throw? And obviously another great season opener, breaking something like the UCLA school record.
Which
Like that
historically, yes.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, historically at UCLA, obviously they've done remarkable things, but I just want to shout out Michael because he's also from New York. So
Oh, I did not know that.
yeah, he's from New York. I know he worked with like the 12th Rock guys.
Okay.
So I'm a little bit older than him, so I obviously didn't cross paths with him, but I saw him in high school. So I mean, throwing a 2-turn and hitting a school record, there's a lot left. So awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even touch on that 2-turn.
Yeah, 2-turn. Because I was like, I had to watch the video again. I'm like, yo, that's 2 turns. That's how you know you got some horsepower to him.
Well, it's so funny because you look at it like his physique. It's like, dude, the guy is just, he's like the perfect like thrower. Just super long torso, super long arms, long legs. You know that guy can apply force for a long period of time.
Yeah, I'm kind of jealous.
I guess you and I would be considered short kings in the throws world, wouldn't we?
Literally. Yeah, when I'm walking up into like Olympic Games or World Championships, I'm definitely one of the shorter guys, unfortunately. I have to wear my Timbs.
No, you're like 6'2" in Timbs.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's why I have to walk out with my Timbs. Maybe throwing my Timbs.
That's his IG bio. But speaking of which, if you do not follow Eric on Instagram, at Frick Avers,
Yes.
You actually probably have one of the biggest accounts of throwers that I know on Instagram. So it's like, and you're a great follow too. You do some really cool skits, really fun content.
Yeah. So like recently, I really tried to show my like sense of humor in this life of like throwing. I mean, you need some like comedy relief. So I'm trying to get into more like skits. I do a lot of like educational stuff as well. I do like video analysis also on YouTube. Shouting out my YouTube channel as well.
No. We're going to talk about that YouTube channel later on. Definitely. For sure.
I do a number of things and I enjoy it. It's a way to like just track my journey. So if you guys like to support me and follow along, I definitely post a lot. So stay tuned.
Yeah, and we'll also be collaborating with his YouTube channel as well on this video. So if you go and look at the channel icon where it says subscribe, you'll also see his channel connected to us as well, collaborating with us on this video. So if you're interested in learning more about Eric, his journey, and just wanting to become a better thrower because he gives out really good advice, make sure you subscribe to Eric Favors on YouTube as well.
Preach.
Damn, the hits just keep on hitting because we're talking about the new D2 national record holder, Erica Bicecil, in the women's indoor shot put. And she also has the discus women's D2 record at 66 meters, by the way. She's one of the very best discus throwers in the entire world. I was telling Eric before the show even started, I think Erica is a future 70-meter thrower, and I don't think that's hyperbole at all. Especially when you look at her movement in the shot put here. At a Grand Valley State, 1778. She's likely, from what I can tell here, going to be the first 18-meter thrower in D2 history, at least on the indoor scene. I'm not sure exactly what the outdoor record is, so I need people in the comments. Make sure you just let me know what that is.
Fact check us, please.
Yeah, fact check us. At least I know this is a national record, but 1778, huge throw, dude. What I noticed about Erica is like she's always been built, right? Yeah. But she's like looking like really, really fit here, and I think it's cool to see like, as we were talking about the women's shot putters at the elite level earlier on, super wide around, right to middle, smacks the finish.
Yeah.
What do you think of this throw?
Just the women's shot put has been getting so much better. It's crazy. I think inevitably a women's shot putter will throw 21 meters very soon. And just like watching Erica break the D2 national record, which is sick. I mean, I like how she's staying like upright. She's working it a lot with her legs, and she's patient when she gets to the finish. So develops a lot of power. But yeah, I think it's just easy. It just seemed easy. I would assume this is an opener, but she has a lot left. And like you said, you think that she'll break 18 meters for the first time in break the record again, I think inevitably it will happen.
Yeah, it's crazy to see like how far she's come just as, as a collegiate athlete. Her career speaks for itself. So it's going to be interesting to see what she does. And it's like, for all we know, come outdoors, like it would not surprise me if she has the farthest discus mark in the NCAA this year.
That's a bold take.
It's a bold take, but it would not surprise me.
It's not a bold take at all because she
went 66 meters. Now I will say I do not know if she has outdoor eligibility. So
because she's a bit older.
Yeah, she is a bit older,
like a fifth year or something. So
we're getting towards the tail end of those COVID years, man. They just screw with my sense of time.
Yeah, I mean, I had 6 years. I stayed in way too long. My head coach asked me if I had property here, and he was, it's kind of. Yeah, because people have just been in the NCAA, it seems like, for forever. So,
well, it's only going to probably remain like that given the state of NIL.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll see.
It gets sticky.
But well done, Erica Bicecil. Again, if you're a thrower watching or looking for technique, great technical model to follow. Really, really good stuff. Gosh dang. I could watch her throw all day. Well done, Erica. Oh, man, but the thrower that we've been talking about, we're probably going to talk about her on most throw show at this point. The freshman out of University of Pennsylvania. She's only just a hop, skip, and a jump from us here in Reading, Pennsylvania. But we're talking about Jessica O'G, the freshman phenom. New personal best. So she broke the Ivy League record in her opener. I think it was like 1780. We talked about it on a previous throw show. But goes even further, man, because that was not enough. She went 1845 to be the number 2 thrower in the NCAA this year. And keep in mind, the number 1 thrower broke the NCAA record in Axelina Johansson. Yeah. So 1845, true freshman. I love her technique. I freaking love her technique. She's grounded. She works right in the middle, down, down, down. Big push, long finish. Jessica, if you're watching, you're a great thrower. I'm a fan, and I hope to get to see you throw in person someday.
Yeah, so the most impressive part was that she threw 18 meters 4 times in that competition.
I did not know that.
Yes, her series was unbelievable. I mean, I think she was warming up with a heavier shot and then, grabbed the 4K. But, I mean, her movement, she can repeat it. She stays down and back. Like you said, she's staying low. She stays grounded. She really works the ball. For a freshman, it's crazy what she can do.
Her technique's beyond her years.
Yes.
It's like, it's so advanced.
So advanced. And I remember seeing her PR, I believe it was last year, her senior year, she threw like 57 feet. And I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. And I know she
broke the indoor national record, but I think she was like just 1 inch short of like breaking the overall national record.
Yeah. So, I mean, it just goes to show. I thought she was going to, so I saw her like opener and I remember telling people, I'm like, yeah, she's going to throw, I said 1850. Who knows how far she's going to throw now? I mean, 4 throws over 18 meters. Like, and she didn't even celebrate. After the first one, she was like, like this was just like walking the park. So I can only imagine what her training's like. So.
Well, okay, here's something. Let's do predictions.
Yeah.
Where's she going to be at in 4 years, distance-wise?
20 meters. Easily.
Okay.
Easily.
Then. Yeah?
Without a doubt. I mean, inevitable. Yeah, I believe that she'll throw 20 meters. She's that type of athlete. She's just a beast. Great movement. Hopefully she stays healthy, knock on wood, and just stays the course, stays patient, and just continues to work because she's talented. And I'm not surprised if we see her on like, making world teams and Olympic teams.
In college?
Yeah. I don't know if she has her dual citizenship because it sounds like a Nigerian name.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if she's ever competed internationally, so I don't really know.
Yeah, I know that she's from like the Northeast, but I mean,
she's from Jersey, yeah.
Yeah, she's from Jersey, so I don't know if, but I think that she's that type of athlete of like, in like a couple of years. I mean, I'm not even trying to play you. Who knows? You might make a team this year. Who knows? I don't downplay anybody.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to, so yeah. That's my prediction. What's your prediction?
I think 20. I think I would be dumb to not say 20 meters at this point. Because here's the thing. We saw a similar thrower throw similar distances to her out of high school and throw similar distances in college her freshman year. But I'll be honest, I think Jessica Og's technique is, from my opinion, again, I'm not a throws coach, but I've seen a lot of far throws.
Who is that?
Raven.
Yes.
She's she reminds me a lot in terms of her career performances to Raven Saunders.
Absolutely. I thought the same thing.
Now, Raven won the NCAA her freshman year. Yeah. The difference is the level of talent in the NCAA 10 years ago versus now is quite a bit different. Like I said, Axelina broke the NCAA record. So I think it's asking a lot for to say Jessica could win the national title. But for all we know, that's possible depending on the day. Yeah. From that perspective, though, I think 20 meters is super reasonable. Dude, I'll be honest. It's like, and I want to give a shout out to her coach, Isaiah Simmons. I had the pleasure to talk to him a little bit at Outdoor Nationals this past summer. And I personally was a fan of him when he threw in high school.
Yeah, or he threw like 70 feet. Miami thrower. I've never sat down and talked to him, but
great guy.
Great guy. Yeah, but he's doing his thing here.
Yeah, and he's letting her kind of stick similar to what it's like. He's letting her keep the movement she had in high school, but just making those small adjustments because that's where, realistically, that's where she's at.
You don't have to reinvent the wheel.
No,
a lot of these some people try to do too much. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. See what they're good at, stick with their strengths, but like sprinkle in a little bit of seasoning, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sprinkle in a little bit of salt, obey.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
So like Raven threw like high 18s her freshman year, but could never threw 20 meters. So I don't think Jessica's going to end up that way because I think Jessica, I personally just think she has a more repeatable technique.
Absolutely.
So
I agree.
That's my take.
Yeah. And I think Raven would have thrown 20 meters, but just, yeah.
Well, life got in the way in some respects, and that's something we don't really want to get too deep into. But I think with Raven, like she's an Olympic silver medalist, dude. It's like, like I'm not gonna say that she could have had she had a bad career. She had a great career,
amazing career.
Okay, and speaking of Axelina Johansson, we're gonna actually talk about her teammate because I'll tell you what, the Cornhusker women are coming to play this season. As we see Mina Klerk out of South Africa. She's a two-time U20 world champion in the shot put. Sets a new personal best, first time over 60 feet, 18 meters 37. And as we talked about Jessica O'G being number 2 in the NCAA, she is number 3 in the NCAA. And what's crazier is she's teammates with Axelina, who is the NCAA record holder, but also they have another teammate who I think has thrown almost 1750. The chances of the Husker women like having 3 All-Americans make the final this year at the indoor championship is pretty likely. And honestly, I've always raved Justin St. Clair because if one thing I like about Justin St. Clair is it seems like a lot of his throwers seem to throw similarly and they all throw far. Imagine that. Follow a solid technical model and you throw far. But she does have similarities to Axelina here. Oh, I just love is like the super whippy entry into middle, very fast left foot, and then just punches it and rotates so fast. It seems several of his athletes throw like this. And he also had a guy who threw 20 meters this year in Cade. So the Husker throw squad right now is just killing it in the shot put. What do you think?
I think they kill it every year, it seems like.
Yeah.
I mean, what he's doing down there, I don't know what's in the water, what you guys are drinking, but like you said, technical model and just get strong and, trust it, and they throw far.
You know what's something that we didn't bring up in the last throw show when talking about Axelina? Justin St. Clair, while at 2 different schools, has coached the indoor record holder in the NCAA, 2 different NCAA indoor record holders. Because Payton had the indoor record.
Yeah.
I don't think does he still have the current one, or that might be Turner. Turner has it.
Yeah.
But like, how
Tripp
crazy
had
is that?
First, and then Turner broke it.
How crazy is that?
Yeah, I mean, he knows what he's doing.
He
knows
absolutely
what he's doing.
Yeah, if you're being recruited by Nebraska,
take that call.
Yeah.
You want to miss this, but I would say for her technique, it seems like she's very level. She reaches and then really allows her leg to just take her into the circle, and then holds it back. I really like how it goes wide and then it comes in close. It kind of reminds me of like a Sarah.
Yeah.
But she's a little bit longer, so it's just
she is taller.
she's taller, so
Because she was a glider for several years.
Was she?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
When she won those U20 titles, she was a glider.
And this was her first time breaking 18 meters, right? Because you said that she was
I
kind
believe
of
so. I believe
plateau for a couple of years. So congratulations. I know how those type of ceilings tend to feel, and finally get a breakthrough like that. Hats off to you, because it just shows the dedication that you need to keep your head down, you know.
Absolutely. Well done, Mina. Oof. And now we're going to get into the men's professional scene, as we're talking about one Jordan Geist came to play on his opener. Jordan Geist is, from what I understand, the current throws coach at Slippery Rock University in western part of Pennsylvania. Goes to Ashland University, which has some of the richest throws culture in collegiate history. 2163. Jordan is one of those guys who's probably one of the fastest throwers you'll ever watch. One fun fact about him is he actually broke Michael Carter's 16-pound record in high school, throwing, I think, 2083, something like that. One thing I'll kind of make a note of before I take it over to Eric is when he threw that mark, he was wearing a Taylor Swift shirt.
Yeah.
And then on this throw, I can't play it for copyright reasons, but he's playing Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters. So clearly Jordan's a fan of pop music. But I had pleasure to sit down and talk with him a little bit in Ramona this past year where he competed. 2163 is a really, really strong mark. I have to look to see how long it's been since he's had a throw like this, but I feel like it's been a while. And for his opener indoors, like,
huge.
This is huge. Eric, all due respect, I know he's technically a competitor of yours. But like, what do you see on this throw? What do you think he's doing that you like?
Well, first off, I just want to tell a story. I remember going to Penn Relays my senior year. I think I was like seated the top guy. I'm like, all right, let's get a gold watch. And I think I ended up throwing like 65 feet. But there was this sophomore from Pennsylvania that just came in and threw 68 feet or something, 69 feet. He PR'd, and he took the title. He took that gold watch. So I'm kind of still salty from that. You know, it's probably been about 11 years now. But Jordan's a great guy. I mean, his movement, do you think he was hurt last year?
I don't know if he was hurt. I didn't ask him about that when I was talking to him. That's
yeah,
kind of stuff I always try to
it's
like,
very,
you know.
So, I mean, also, let me say another funny story of like, he went to the Irish meetings probably 2 years ago.
Okay.
And I went back this year. I was competing at Milrose Games in Dublin. And they were like, yeah, $200 for the meeting record. And whoever has the meeting record is Jordan Geist, because he probably threw a top 20 or top 30 of all time throw of his personal best, 22-20.
He threw that in Ireland.
In Ireland, in Dublin.
I did not know that.
And no one, because they had him on the other side of the stadium and nobody reacted. It was just such a weird time. But I mean, to throw that, and then I go back the next year and they're like, yeah, you know, the meeting record, you'll get 200 extra euros. I'm like, yeah.
You look at that, and you look at that extra two, and you're like,
yeah, what is this?
Maybe not today.
Maybe not today. Yeah.
One thing I'll say about Jordan is he sort of has a unique entry, but the thing that we always go back to, if you notice when Eric and I have talked about all these great shot put throws, look at the finish, look at the feet, look how grounded he is, look how fast he's rotating. Look at how when he's squaring up to the sector, his right foot is still rotating. He's still rotating and has a long delivery phase on the finish. The delivery phase being where he's actively pushing the ball and staying on the ground. These are like, no matter whether you throw like Eric, you throw like Jordan, you throw like Axelina, you throw like Sarah, these are what makes far throws happen.
Absolutely.
You guys all have your own different styles of movement, obviously. You're all individual athletes, but you guys are working the key fundamentals.
For sure. And like, I'll go to his throw now.
Yeah.
Like you said, his hips are just flipping so fast. I think he sets it up really well at the back. His direction's there, and he gets it down in the front, and it just, yeah, like you said, his finish is great. Like, it's really, really good. So you see him accelerating the ball at the finish, and that's how you get the distance that he got. So great opener. Yeah.
So let's throw this here, because when we look at a mark like this, obviously it's the world lead by a decent margin at this point. 2163. likely, I think a mark like that could get him on the world team indoors. One, do you think Joe and Ryan will compete at indoor nationals? And two, based off of this mark, like, do you think this would get him on the team?
I do think a mark like this would get him on the team. I think Joe said that he is shooting for an indoor world title. So I would assume, yeah, I'm pretty sure he came out with an article with like one of the magazines.
Okay.
He did an interview. So
I mean, he's never even attempted it. So like, why not?
Yeah. So that like he's competing at the Milrose Games on the weekend. So yeah,
which we'll discuss later.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I don't think Ryan is, because watching his YouTube video, which he's been doing a lot, like a really good job with posting.
Been doing stuff with the Rogestona.
Yeah, exactly. And it just seems like he's just getting started into throwing. So I'm assuming he's pushing his season if he does compete this year. I mean,
it's an off outdoor year.
It is, yeah. So I don't think Ryan will compete, but I know, guys like Tunde, Jordan, Taman, guys will be competing. Trip, I would assume.
Yeah, so obviously we want our boys at Garage Strength, to do something at indoor nationals. Of course. What I will say though, personally, as a native Pennsylvanian, would do well in my heart to see two Pennsylvania boys make that team, Joe Kovacs and Jordan Geist. Well done, Jordan. Excited to see what we got rest of the season. And this is one of the few throws that I feel like I have I can actually talk about with confidence to a point where I'm like, I have so many opinions on this throw, but just the glide in general. I was a glider in high school. And fun fact, Eric, you're familiar with glide, aren't you?
Yeah, I didn't know where you're going with that. But yeah, I was also a glider. I glided for 5 years, I guess, my 8th grade to my senior year. And then, I switched when I was in college.
What was your personal best in high school? My
personal best was 66.7. Yeah.
Not too many gliders you see throw over 65 feet like that.
Yeah.
But we have Cam Burkett out of Wyoming, 1919. I believe this is a personal best for him. Yes, it is a personal best for him. Gliding 19 meters in college. You just don't see him anymore. So it's always exciting to me when I get to see another glider throwing far, competing with the big dogs in the NCAA at the D1 level. But yeah, very, very solid movement here. Drops his hips. He has that like, maybe not quite a Timmerman type like shot under the neck, under the chin, but very like much lower under the chin than you'll see, a spinner have. He keeps that line. Very, very simple movement. And Eric, you had some thoughts on this before the show. What do you think of this technique?
Yeah, I mean, I love his technique. It looked very, very easy. Him just hitting positions. He, like he said, shot his hips back. He stayed down and back and just was on the shot put so long. But that's exactly what young throwers need to see, of like, they don't need to try to transfer their weight so fast, try to just get into the finish. Like, you need to allow the throw to develop, and like, you don't need to. I had a decathlete when I was in college, and if you know decathletes, they're not shot putters. They're not throwers. Most of them. Some of them can throw very far, but most of them are little guys, and they're just trying to get as much distance as possible. And
unless your name is Leo Nuremberg.
Yeah, he's just built different. But with him, I would have practices with him, and I would give him a lot of cues and stuff, but he just was telling me, he would be like, I have to summon all the power in the universe to throw. And you don't need to do that, Yeah, you need to do it. But sometimes less is more, and just allowing the throw to develop and feel like a stretch in the throw. And that's how like you get like a real whip. Like if you see Sarah, I bet you she is maybe at the finish, like she's like, planning on attacking it, but she is very long and loose and allowing the throw to develop and create that stretch that you need in order to throw far. And I'm pretty sure, I mean, everybody that has thrown far does that. Nobody will be like, I'm trying to summon all the power in the universe. So, yeah.
What's awesome weird is it almost looks like he shakes his head afterwards. Like, I'm wondering if he had a big foul or something.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what, I would be celebrating. But
Dude, I mean, for all we know, he threw like 1950 either in warm-ups or a foul before this throw.
It could have been.
Like you said, it was easy, so.
It looked very easy. And I would like to throw in one of these type of circles, like at a football field, like kind of away.
Yeah.
It looks sick because I remember Payton Orderdahl, when he had the collegiate record, he threw in a circle like this, and I just was always jealous.
I think that was UMKC, if I'm remembering correctly. Or maybe it was South Dakota, but I think it was UMKC. Yeah, dude, this is a great throw, Cam. One question for you, as a former glide specialist, 20 meters in his future?
I would say so, especially how easy it just came off his hand. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna doubt him.
It is hard. It is hard to progress well with the glide. It's
for
not,
sure.
Yeah,
but it just seemed so easy, and it was so long. I believe that he could throw 20 meters. I like his technique. You could tell that the shot put is coming from, like, it's coming off of his legs. And this reminds me of like CJ Licata, Luke Warning.
Also like, South Carolina thrower.
Yeah, exactly. So he was at South Carolina, threw 20 meters.
Go Cox.
Go Cox. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, CJ's technique is really, really good, but this is kind of reminds me of that. Is just, you could tell that the ball is coming from his legs.
Yeah. Well done. Well done, Cam.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to briefly go over this. Got another garage strength thrower. Really racking up a good season here. We have Jeff Klein here. Dude, I just want to do a shout out to Jeff. I know he was kind of struggling a little bit with his technique, like for a little while, almost a little over a year. You know, a lot of meets over 17 meters. But the training that he's done with you, the training he's done with Taman this off season has clearly been working. He's really lining up his technique to the point where I actually really, really like his finish here. And another 19-meter meet for him. He opened up at 19, 18 at Spire, followed it up with this meet at Penn, 19-13. Kind of just be like, briefly go over, like, you've been training with him. You kind of see the developments he's been making in his movement. What do you kind of see, like, that the improvements you've seen over the last, like, 6 months training with him? Yeah,
I mean, that's what happens when you, listen to your coach. You start listening to your coach and get coached. This is what happens, him and Dane have gotten on the same page, and this is what happens. So he's doing a really good job. I like how wide he is, and exactly what Sarah would do. You see how I'm trying to change it in my head. His left foot gets down in his front? Yes, the left foot gets down in the front. I'm sorry, I'm a lefty, and speaking like this, it's hard. It's hard
Eric,
sometimes.
No, Eric, you throw the wrong way.
Yeah. Yeah, but his left gets down super fast. He holds the shot put back, and like you said, his finish was good. And that's why he keeps on throwing these consistent 19-meter marks. And they actually have a bet. I think it's Jeff Klein, Jeffda, and Luke Warning, the first person to 21:01. So the clock is ticking.
Oof.
Let me know in the comments, who do you think? Because Jeffda, I know he had a couple of injuries, but he opened up at 18
high. Yeah,
1890. Luke has been very consistent as well. So I don't know. I think Jeff, me and Dan were talking, and it was like, he could just pop off a 20-meter. I see him making just crazy jumps.
What I think is worth knowing about Jeff, because we haven't really talked about him too much. So there's a lot of people that might not know about him, in the sense of he's actually probably one of the strongest throwers in the United States. Like, his bench press he's bench press 500 for reps. I've seen him. I don't know what his max squat is, but I've seen him squat like all
around
plates
300.
300 kilos.
Yeah, I would assume 3 something.
So that's so for you imperialists out there, that's 670 pounds, 660 pounds.
There.
But to decent depth, and you can kind of look at him. He's built like a fire hydrant, so he's very strong.
Step 1 for throwers: get built like a fire hydrant. You can't do anything about the height, so you have to get wider. That's what they say.
If you don't have this, you gotta get this.
Exactly.
And next up, the hits keep hitting, as well as we have CJ Williams set a new high school national leader, the first thrower to go 70 feet this year in the high school ranks, 71 feet 6 inches. I think he's out of Texas.
Out of Texas,
man.
He's chasing that Texas state record. Michael Carter, the national record.
I mean, you know what? Never say never. The power of positivity is a powerful thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, so he's within 10 feet, which is more than a lot of people can say.
No. And yeah, he's a beast. And I remember talking to Taman probably like a week before he threw this, or it might have been like 2 weeks, because he opened up with like 66, and he was kind of all over the place with his technique. But I mean, he cleaned it up now, and he had to practice it, because I've been following him for a while, and he had to practice with the 16-pound. I'm like, oh, it's kind of flying.
Yeah.
So when I saw him throw the 12-pound, it probably went 70 feet height, like in the air. The way he's getting this height is, I don't know. I think he has a really huge chance of, I mean, getting like Krauser's indoor national record. I don't know.
Well, he's got about 5 to 6 weeks to do it.
Yes.
So we'll see. So the indoor national record is set by Ryan Krauser. He threw 77.2. Yeah. So he, dude, he's got to make up quite a, that's.
Yeah. I mean, this is 7-time all-time.
Yeah. I mean, dude, that's something to be so proud of. You're top 10 all-time high school throwers in the shot put. Like, that's insane.
Insane. And he's committed to Ole Miss. So John Smith has
John Smith's going to get him so strong.
Another one. Yeah. So,
we were talking about Jeff having a strong squat. Just with John Smith training, he's going to sneeze 700 pounds probably.
He's going to go there and instantly gain 40 pounds to his mass just like that. And his squat, it's going to be fun to watch, because it's going to be he's going to be a beast.
Yeah. One thing I want to say here is, like, what do you think of the movement here? Because one thing I like is, like, dude, he works down into the middle, but I don't know how to say it, but he kind of, you threw with Javen, right? When he was in high school?
Yes. He
kind of reminds me of Javen in the sense that he's kind of a toe-y thrower.
Yeah.
But, like, dude, the rotation and like how he catches the shot back is really good.
Really good. And like you said, Javen, but who was the UVA shot putter? Philip?
Oh yeah, Philip Mihaljevic.
He reminds me of Philip Mihaljevic.
Okay. Yeah. I could see that.
The way he gets around, I mean, I would assume CJ is really, really tall. So something like Philip, and he just attacks the finish.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah. No, yeah. I could see that for sure. And Philip, I don't think he threw 22 meters, but I remember he had like
very consistent.
Dude, I remember I think it was a senior year at Nationals where I think he pulled the double. He had like a 22.50 foul.
Yeah. Shout
out Philip, dude.
I don't know if I haven't heard anything. I don't think he didn't compete last year.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I mean, you would know better than me. You actually are on the European circuit.
Of course, yeah. But CJ, he just has to keep his head down and enjoy this, because I
think that's worth saying. What would he's a young kid. Yes. You as a professional thrower who's been doing this, like you said, almost 15 years. Yeah. What advice would you give someone like him, especially you being an elite high school thrower as well?
Yeah, exactly. So enjoy the small things. I mean, enjoy like the PRs, but also, enjoy the small things. So like, you just got a PR. Don't be like, you just heard me say, oh yeah, get the national record. I mean, I'm sure people are saying that in your ear, but like, you just checked off a major milestone. You threw 70 feet. You destroyed 70 feet. So like, really take that in and just focus on your movement, focus on things that are in your control. Go to every single meet and try to just get consistent, and inevitably, like, you'll continue to improve, but take in those small wins and actually celebrate it. Because that's kind of what I'm trying to figure out now, of like actually how to enjoy those small things. So, yeah.
Dude, you do it for the love of the game.
Do it for the love of the game, and the ball will keep on flying.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, great advice from, again, professional shot putter, Olympian Eric Avers. So his advice carries some weight, CJ. And speaking of Eric, who's that guy?
That's me.
So Eric, we briefly went over your throw on the last throw show. We had the whole group go out to Spire, multiple guys from the Garage Strength team, Tamond, you, Jeff, Jordan West, the three of those guys qualify for the national championship. You, of course, this is the best opening of your life, correct?
It is.
Okay, so you threw 1995 opener Spire. That's 2 weeks in or 1 week into January. Kind of take me through what was your off season like? How did you rebuild from Worlds, and what led to a mark like this as your opener?
Yeah. So, what was the first part? Sorry.
Oh, just kind of walk me through how what your time was after Worlds, what you were working on in the off season, kind of what led you to your preseason into this throw.
Okay, yeah. So after Worlds, I knew I had some major technical changes that I needed to make in order for me to continue to progress in the circle. During the outdoor season, I really just tried to simplify things and basically try to just qualify for the major championships, in which I did. And I started getting to a very solid point of getting consistent with loading out the back of the circle, not over rotating a lot. So I got to that point, and then during the off season, I knew I needed to control my head because I had a really bad habit of looking into the throw, and when I look into the throw, I fall back, and that gets me off balance. So getting together with Dane, there were some points of the throw, we came into a meeting in the beginning of the year, and he was like, look, you land open. We need you to land down and back. And then I told him, I'm like, yeah, my head, I can't load the way I need and get balanced without my head being under control. So he said, all right, we work on that, but we also have to land like this. So those were the two major things of what I was doing this year, and also simplifying my windup. So, and with this first meet, I just tried to, my windup is very simple, slow, and then I reach. I try to keep my head not looking too far ahead. And I just, push from the left leg out and around, and then get it down, hold it back, and finish straight through. I really didn't have any expectations for this meet. My body has been holding up. I've had a lot of injuries, so getting with PT, getting with Dane, getting on the same page moving forward, especially this year, just because there's no major championships. So I have the European Championships, but there isn't a World Championships or Olympic Games. This is the time for me to really get my body in check, healthy, and also the technical changes, the major changes that I need in order to push to make a final, the back half of my career, really. So that's a kind of a long-winded answer, but to simplify it, control my head and land down and back. That's two things I was attacking this offseason. Yeah,
and I think you can clearly see it here. You're really patient here on the finish here. You smack it, and that's what you do when you're throwing in excess of 20 meters. Yeah. So it's I think it's an awesome, as your friend, as someone who's watched you throw for a number of years, to see you make this progress and get a mark out like this early. How do you think this sets up for your meet this weekend, which is
the Milrose Games?
Yeah.
So actually,
Eric, big meet,
huge.
Yeah.
So this is actually my first time in 4 years. So I competed at the Milrose Games when I first got here in GS. I got a phone call, and they were like, "Do you want to go?" Or actually, I sent an email to the meet director. He's also an Irish guy, Ray Flynn, and I asked him. I was like, "Do you think I can get into Milrose Games, please?" And he actually let me in. I took that opportunity, and unfortunately, the meet got thrown away because the missed marks and everything.
Right, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
because they had Krauser said they shattered the world record, but it was all there's something with the laser measuring.
So, yeah, they had an issue with the laser, and they had to
Didn't Luke also throw there?
Yes, Luke Warning also was
He's
there.
The one who screwed it up. Yeah. Because it said he threw 21 meters.
Yes, yeah. So I think it said for me, I threw 1990, whatever, which like the week prior I threw 1981, but like Ponzio had said like 2150. Tunde was there, I believe, and it was like 21 something. Like it was just.
I think it was Luke's mark that everyone started being like,
for sure. But Krauser knew it himself. He was like, that wasn't a world record. Yeah. So they remarked the measurements, and they were like, yeah, we can't accept any of it. And it was like the end of the meet, so they just kind of scrapped it. But now, like going into this meet, my first meet of the year, I got an email from my agent, and he was like, do you want to go to Milrose Games? And I said, absolutely. So I'm looking forward to it. I get inducted to like my high school Hall of Fame the day prior. So I'm going to be in New York, and then my family and I are all going to New York City. So take advantage. And it's like the Milrose, the Armory is like a special place for me. 'Cause like that was probably like my first track meet ever, you know?
Really?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So like I would go there, you know, every single week when I was in high school. So it's a special place. I mean, I've thrown, I think 60 feet with a 12 pound for the first time there, 19 meters for the 16 pound there. So there's like milestones there, and it's just, yeah, it's a special place. It's close to home, and I can't wait to get there.
What have you been working on like just the last 2 weeks to kind of like get you ready for it, you know, since based off of this performance?
Yeah, so I've been working on shoveling, doing some shoveling. There's been a lot of snow, so dealing with the cold temperatures.
Only about 3 feet.
Just give or take, right? What I've been doing is, I mean, it's been the same exact thing. I remember I'll give in a little bit of I was watching like a video of like Michael Phelps's coach, and he was saying about like a championship mindset, and with the championship mindset or championship, like during like a championship season, like you're all primed and everything, but like you can't hold like a championship peak all year, but you can have like one aspect to like a championship, that area of like, this is what you want to do during a championship time. So like my thought process going into, you know, this last 3 weeks is like, all right, I'm going to control my head. And I've been doing a really good job with that, just like controlling it, taking my time and allowing the throw to develop and control what I can control. Because especially with like the weather, I'm going into like an indoor like once or twice a week, throwing into a net. There's a lot of like variables that are out of my control, but I try to just focus on like the championship thing of like, all right, what can I control? I can control my I could control my big head out the back of the circle. So that's how I'm trying to take it.
Yeah, we're also like an hour into the show. I don't think YouTube's going to say anything at this point.
Yeah. I caught myself before.
No, well done.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. It's exciting to see. And as again, you can see up on the screen here, you can see Eric's Instagram account, at Frick Avers. Make sure you check that out. Eric, you got anything you want to plug? I know you got your Instagram, you got your YouTube channel. What can people expect from that follow?
Yeah, I mean, I try to make some like comedy skits. I try to keep things entertaining, and most importantly, like I show you guys like the uncut truth, especially like on my YouTube channel, of like what it's like to be a professional shot put thrower. You know, the ins and outs, the injuries, the ups, the downs, the arounds. I keep it real and uncut, so you'll just be a part of my journey and following along. I try to give tips as well. I do like weekly things of like video analysis, so I try to give back as much as I can. I'm doing everything myself, so there's like, I'm limited to the amount of things that I can do, but I try to do my best. So if you guys follow me, just plan to get motivated and become your best version of yourself.
I love it. And again, on this YouTube video, The Throw Show, make sure you look at the channel icon where the subscribe button is. You'll see Eric's account as well. And if you want to follow him, learn more about his journey and learn more about his tips to become a better thrower, make sure you subscribe to the Eric Favors YouTube channel. And with that, one thing that Eric said that I thought was vital for all you throwers to take home with you. When he talked about Jeff's improvement over the offseason, when he talked about his own improvement in the offseason, he said the same thing twice. Listen to your coach. They were making improvements based off of trying to work with their coach, and that's Coach Dane Miller. He's the owner of Throws University, owner of Garage Strength. And guess what? You at home, yes, you can train with us. You can join the squad of Throws University. Make sure you check out our Throws programming from Coach Sam Weeks. Obviously not here this episode, but he'll be back next episode. And he is a coach. He's coached multiple state champions in the state of Pennsylvania. He's worked with D1 athletes, post-collegiate athletes, any athlete of any skill level. You can work with Throws University. So make sure you click the link down below. Check out throwsuniversity.com. Look, get into our custom programming. We have 3 different tiers based off how much you want to be involved with the Throws University system. We want to make you a better thrower. We want to teach you the mechanics of the throw. We want to teach you how to weight train for throwing so you can drop some bombs. And before we close out, Eric, I just want to say thank you again for joining me and filling in for Coach Sam Weeks here on the Throw Show. From a personal note, it means a lot to me you're willing to do this on such short notice. But also, I didn't say this to you yet, but I really appreciate the fact that you invited me out to Tokyo when he competed at the World Championships. We were roommates. Greatest trip of my entire life. Such a great experience. I was so happy I got to spend that time with you. And thank you, brother.
Hell yeah. Let's go. Appreciate having me.
Tune in next time on the Throw Show. Peace.